Good afternoon, everybody. This is your host, Club Brother, the Club of Sports. We're live right here in Leesburg, Virginia, Loudoun County areas. I hope everyone is safe out there. I hope everyone is just doing exactly what they need to be done. So I got a bunch of things I'm gonna unravel here for sure. So I'm gonna talk about the fact that the College Football Hall of Fame has been destroyed by protesters over the George Floyd's death toll that is in ATL Atlanta. I'll talk to you guys also about the fact that arrested officer Derek Chauvin's wife has filed for divorce. By the way, I'll talk to you guys also about the fact that the NBA teams are going to be targeting should be are close to targeting a July 31st return date for sure. Matt Riddle's being moved to Smackdown. Jon Bones Jones asking for the UFC to release him, and basically Jeff Hardy and Elias car accident. By the way, that's all I'm gonna have for that was pretty much all I'm gonna have just for today on that part, and that's all gonna. And also Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Title set for next Friday. So that's all I'm gonna have for today, everybody, on that. So I'm gonna get you guys to it. I'm gonna start things off with just the fact that the College Football Hall of Fame was damaged by protesters over George Floyd's death toll. That is in Atlanta, by the way. Windows, the gift shop was destroyed, and honestly, guys, I can tell you this: that even though Derek Chauvin was arrested yesterday on and charged with third degree murder and manslaughter, by the way, obviously, you know, people. I mean, he had numerous complaints. Derek Chauvin, this released and arrested and charged and jailed white officer in Minnesota. That is, he was already arrested. He got numerous complaints, and there was video surfacing of three other officers that were also involved in this incident. And one of the officer was actually trying to be like was trying to confront the bystanders. And I'll tell you who those officers will be released. By the way, those three officers will be none other than Thomas Lane, also Terrell Theo, J. Alexander Karen. Yeah, J. Alexander Karens, by the way. These are the three officers back in Minnesota that were released. And basically, they may also have arrest warrants on their hands for sure. And it seems that Minnesota fans and all the other fans, they want justice against them for their involvement over on George Floyd's death toll. And a lot of people weren't surprised at all. They were not having it. I mean, Sarah Derek Chauvin, the only person being arrested, you can arrest the other three officers that were released. They were the ones involved. So I can tell you this right now, there will be some justice. And if in fact that these three other officers are arrested and charged and face court time and found convicted, they will get jail time as well for 25 years or more. So if this is something that fans will want, that's up to them. So basically everyone's looking forward to seeing what the outcome is going to be. And obviously things don't look good there, I will say that. So basically after that, Derek Chauvin, he was the arrested officer and charge officer, that is, who was responsible for George Floyd's death. His wife, Kelly, filed for divorce, by the way, over the incident of George Floyd's death toll, that is. And basically, his wife was an advocate. And George Floyd's girlfriend, that is, his girlfriend, was pretty upset. And this is awful news that we're living in a country right now where there's all this turmoil. I mean, we're in a country right now. We're in a year that there's so much turmoil that's been going on. And this coronavirus saga has done some collateral damage. Unknown death tolls. There have been, all sorts of cyberbullying antics leading to suicide, and then you got protests, and then you got cops, racism, and then you got cops, attacking black individuals. Black lives, they always matter. They always do. So I went off yesterday, and basically, I'll tell you this right now. Those three other officers, they should also be arrested as well. I can tell you that right now. And if they're convicted, jail time. Nonetheless, Derek Chauvin, he could also be exiled for good. And I don't mean that. I mean he could be prosecuted, and if he's found convicted or if he pleads guilty on his court date, he's done. And George Floyd's family members, they didn't get some lawyers, they didn't get some attorneys to get this turncoat cop to jail for 25 years. That's something you don't do. Look, racism has gone away. It's not just a George Floyd incident. Breonna Taylor's death toll of cops shooting her for no apparent reason, or for some precarious reason. Trayvon Martin, that is, Castile, really, and Ahmaud Arbery, that is, attacked by white individuals who were charged and arrested. Look, is there any resolution is there any sort of solution where cops are going to have to, end? They got to stop destroying black individuals. They got to stop attacking them. They need to stop. And I know my dad called me, he said, I won't do something like this at all. I can tell you that. He never did. Never in his life. Because he's got to stay out of trouble. I know him as a cop, though, but he's not going to be the only but he's not going to do something so heinous like this and be on the front of it. No, you wouldn't see it on CNN or TMZ Sports. No, you wouldn't see that. No, he's a good cop, knows what he does, has to avoid disaster, and can't be under fire for that at all. He cannot be under fire. So I'm praying that he's okay, that he's staying safe, he avoids disaster, and he's aware of what he saw. So that's all. Say right there. For all the other cops are all over the country, in Minnesota, all over the globe, end the madness. End the madness, for goodness sakes. Attacking and assassinating black individuals, it has to stop. Black lives matter to the entire community, to the entire globe, to the entire world. It doesn't matter who you are. We're all equal. We all have a state of our own opinions. We all have to sometimes speak our minds. And the amount of disaster that's been going on for the past few weeks, it needs to stop. I'm ashamed of how 2020 has been going. I know everybody's ashamed of how 2020 is. I know 2020 has been an absolute dumpster fire, which it is. It really is. And people aren't taking it anymore. They're not taking it. Because they can't take the fact. They can't take officers attacking black individuals. They can't take the coronavirus saga doing all this damage. They can't take the fact over these senseless tragedies of, cyberbullying and mental health issues. They can't take any of it. When is enough enough? Is there any solution to cops ending, and attack? Is there any way that cops can end attacking black individuals? When is that going to end at all? It needs to end. I can tell you that right. It has to end. There's no reason for any of it. Blacks and whites, we're all equal. And then NAACP, this is what happened, a couple years ago. And segregation sort of gets in the way. And honestly, I know for once I'm not thrilled. I know for once there's some things I'm not proud of, but this right here, this is going to blow the belt. Cops going to blow the belt attacking and shooting and assassinating black individuals. This is what gender you are. So, or what race. But it really just upsets me. It's just a shame right now that 2020 has not gone good. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm very sorry for this senseless tragedy. Do cops have any remorse? Like, do cops have any remorse on black individuals? Do they really? It needs to end. I mean, the protests going on Minnesota, all over the country, and other states and cities. When is enough enough? So they got to look in the mirror. They didn't ask themselves exactly, how are we going to end black individuals from being destroyed by cops? But they didn't end it peacefully. Have a bystander like Denzel Washington. Have him be like a hero that he was just this week. And at least, avoid disaster. That's all you got to do. I mean, yes, Denzel Washington, he had gloves and gave the individual some face mask. But, it just, that needs to happen a lot more often. Be like Denzel Washington. Anybody can do that. Anyone can be in Denzel Washington's shoes. Anybody can do it. So we're all equal. Be kind of one another. Show some decency. Show some love for one another. That's all you got to do. And George Floyd's girlfriend wasn't having it either. And she's upset too. And I'll tell you this, that if this arrested officer, Derek Chauvin, is in court by today, tomorrow, tonight, next week, they're going to have him. They will most certainly are going to have him behind bars for 25 years. If he's found convicted, it's over. There's no way that he's not going to get a $500K bailout. They're not going to do that. They're not going to let him go, please. Everyone hates him now. Everybody hates him. All the complaints he's got gotta end. Well, sorry. He's now a trash. He wrecked his own career, destroyed his legacy, failed in line of duty, and you didn't do your part. So think before you act. Think before you act, people. It needs to end. It's just a shame that a senseless tragedy like this occurs right in front of our own eyes. And the fact is there any way stopping it at all? Is there any chance of stopping it? There has to stop. It needs to stop. So I hopefully for once, all of you guys can learn from your experiences. All of you guys can be different from one another. All of you guys can make a change, can make a difference on your own. And I know it's been rough these past couple weeks on all cylinders, which it has been. I think it's really important, though, that we look out for one another, get some help, get treatment, do something in particular. So, have different goals, different mindsets. So, really, guys, just be kind of one another. Avoid disaster, please. And just try to avoid disaster, please. That's all I'm asking right there for everybody. Just for the individual, for the fans, for all the cops out there, please just stop going after black individuals. Stop killing them. That's all we're asking. All right? I don't want to be next. Stop killing black individuals. All right? Stop going after them. I mean, racism, it gets in the way. I mean, this coronavirus saga has done too much damage. And it has. And obviously, this is what it's led to. So, I was on this entire time. I mean, it has to end. The shootings of black individuals, it has to end. And I'm ashamed of it. And obviously, that's all I'm going to have for that. And once again, if Derek Chauvin and these three other cops are convicted, they get just now. Those three other cops, they were not arrested nor charged. And if they are, game over for them. So That's all you gotta know for that. Another topic I want to address, by the way, after losing to Timothy Thatcher in that fight pin match this past Wednesday on NXT, Matt Riddle, he will arrive to SmackDown for sure. He will be on the Smackdown roster. He's going to have a big push. Next to former NXT Tag Team Champ, Lon Pete Dunne, by the way, and former tag team partner Timothy Thatcher, who already beat him in the fight pit, which is a good match, by the way. I'll tell you that. And Timothy Thatcher, he's the future NXT champ. I will say that for sure. So, Matt Riddle going to the main roster is the best choice for him. Now, Kurt Angle said it himself. Kurt Angle especially gets ref in that fight pit match. And I can tell you this, that Matt Riddle, he has a bright future on the main roster on SmackDown. So, overall, SmackDown. So, that's a good move right there. Really good move. I can tell you that right now. So, a change a lot of people see, and more NXT stars could jump ships in the main roster, and that could change it all. So, a lot of people looking forward to it. I can tell you that right now. So that's a big move right there. I mean, it's been circulated for this past week. Now it's official that Matt Riddle's going to be going to SmackDown Live. He could be appearing next Friday. So that remains to be seen, though. So keep your eyes out on that. Also, some others I want to get into. The opening of SmackDown Live from last night. Elias, there was a car accident that happened on the start of SmackDown yesterday, and Elias was hit in a car accident. He was hospitalized. Jeff Hardy was pretty much arrested. I mean, Robert Johnson ran a car, that is. And the next thing you know it, just, he was hurt. Jeff Hardy was hurt, by the way. Then he gets arrested. Then he comes back at the end of the night, attacks Sheamus. For sure, I'll tell you that. So so I'm not sure what was being said about that on that comment right there. So obviously, a lot of people were surprised by what they saw. So makes me start right there. Also, it's gonna be official, and Daniel Bryan will indeed face AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title next Friday. That is. Now Jeff Hardy did cost Sheamus the Intercontinental title match. So it will be Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. Now, Daniel Bryan's a former Intercontinental champ of his own. AJ Styles, former WWE champ, former US champ. So I'm looking forward. My vote for this one would pretty much have to be Daniel Bryan. Say what you want, but it's just the reality, guys. It's just the reality. So I'm looking forward to that, and obviously changed everything. So it'll be interesting to see how this all pans out. See who the Intercontinental champ's going to be. Look forward to that. So it could be Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. Put your votes in right now, everybody, on that, and that's all you guys got to know for that. So then you guys got to know. Also, some others I want to address, by the way. The Chris Jericho cruise for Triple Whammy. Now, there were some more bookings, by the way. Now, Triple Whammy is going to be next year in 2020 from February 1st to the 5th in 2021. You can book your cabins right now, guys. So there is still time, by the way. And this surprise, it's big news, best news yet. So hopefully when this coronavirus issue dissolves and when there's a vaccine, things can go back to normal. And, people don't have to worry about, disaster and all this chaos going on. So if you're going on somewhere, just wear a face mask and, wash your hands if you're going somewhere. After you're going somewhere, that's all you guys got to do for now. So once again, guys, the Triple Whammy for the Chris Jericho Cruise, Rocket Wrestling Ranger, it's going to be from February 1st to the 5th of 2021. Book cabins right now on JerichoCruise.com. So that's all you guys can do, everybody. So you do it early if you want, guys. It's up to you. So there's still time. There's still time. And also some other news I want to get down to, by the way, that the NBA teams NBA is targeting a July 31st return date for the NBA to come back. So the NBA was canceled due to this coronavirus issue that both Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell had, and then all the others had it. So seasons canceled, the sports were canceled. So if in fact that that they may, they're gonna do it without fans, by the way. So they could be probably face masks when they're training, probably during games, and probably during playoffs. I'm very not sure if that's gonna happen or not. But really, it's obviously to say that even the fact that the NBA does in fact, if they're considering, if in fact they're considering a return for July 31st, that's fine. So it is possible. It is possible. I can say that it's very possible that's going to happen. So that deal will change. That right there will just sum things up. So I do look forward to seeing that, and there may be it's going to play without fans, by the way. So playoffs can be in session, and could also be some, action. I will say so. Very sure I think how it's all gonna pan out. So they have to vote Thursday, vote on Thursday, that is, which they must. So they're looking at that, and they're looking forward to seeing whether or not they want to return or not. So so that's all you guys gonna know for that. And obviously, I'm just hoping that that changes everything. That's all you guys gonna know just for that, and nothing more to it. By the way, I will say it for sure. So that's all. That's all I have to discuss right there, everybody. So more to it. Also, you guys may probably seen this, that a soccer player by the name of Weston McKennie, he wore a Justice for Floyd armband during a he wore an armband and bundle it in Weston McKennie, he wore a armband that says "Justice for George" or "Justice for George Floyd" during a Schalke's Bundesliga match with Werder Bremen on just earlier today, and you also use the hashtag just for Floyd, though. This is just in the wake of George Floyd's death toll. There are everybody, the entire sports world, all the fans all over the country, all over the globe in Minnesota, even in all the states and cities. So that's all you guys gotta know for that. And Black Lives Matter, everybody. So don't forget, Black lives, they always matter. They always have. They always will. So make no mistake about that, everybody. We're all equal. And it's just a shame that a senseless tragedy like this would just make things worse. And nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. So I'm just not pleased with this at all. I mean, he was shown support. Yes, he's shown support wearing an armband for George Floyd, by the way, but it's acceptable. Acceptable. I will say that for sure. So that changes everything. I will say that. So that's all you guys can know for that. So that's all you guys can know. Another things I want to get into, that an Ohio State basketball player by the name of Seth Towns was arrested by police officers. That is, and he said, say his name, posted by 11 Wars. Officer put his hands behind his back, say his name. They said George Floyd was touching anybody. That's a Harvard graduate. And he says that's a Harvard graduate right there. And he didn't respond to that. He was detained briefly. Wasn't arrested, by the way. But really, guys, it's just a shame that we're living in a time and a year where there is absolutely senseless carnage going on all over the place. All sorts of hatred, disdain for one another. I mean, the cyberbullying and the mental health issues, the antics, people throwing their weight around and people getting tossed around week in and week out. It's just uncalled for. There's no reason for anything. So I'm just going to close out with this, though, that I hope there's a resolution to ending all this madness. I hope for once that we can all learn from their experiences. I hope for once that there needs to be some poetic justice what there needs to be. Because this can't happen any longer. It cannot. Because we're held accountable for our own actions. We all are. So really, folks, just for once, please, guys, avoid disaster. Don't attack them for no apparent reason, all right? Just, speak your mind and at least just, show some class. And for once, just be you. We're all just be kind of one another, just get along, be on the same page. Don't start riots and all that. But I know what's going on, all this all over the country, even over the sports world as well, over this tragedy of George Floyd, which has gotten a lot of attention. So even though Derek Chauvin, who was the arrested cop, was arrested on a third degree murder and manslaughter, by the way. And obviously, I'm praying that George Floyd's family members, they get justice against this cop and all the other cops, and have these cops. Let me tell you. All right, I'm split like this. If in fact that Derek Chauvin's in the courtroom, by the way, in front of Derek Chauvin's family members, in front of all those black individuals, and in front of a judge, if in fact that Derek Chauvin is found guilty, and if he's convicted, that is, he will get jail time. He will get jail time. Because there's absolutely no way that a judge is gonna give him a fight. There's no way that he's not gonna get bailed out. It shouldn't have happened. There's absolutely no way that a road cop who attacked George Floyd, a white cop that was arrested, would consider getting out. There's no way that they're not going to get him. There's no way. Everybody's going to come after him. Everybody is. He's the one that kneeled on George Floyd's neck for a couple minutes. And all the other cops, they topped George Floyd, and George Floyd says he couldn't breathe, and he was deceased. People are not pleased at all. The black individuals, all the sports figures, the celebs, big stars, comedians, from actors, actresses, athletes, they're not pleased at all. They're not. They honestly want justice for George Floyd. They honestly want this cop behind bars for 25 years sentence. And they would consider how those other three cops that were released, they would have those other three cops arrested as well and charged for their involvement, for their roles. Actions louder than words. Every action has a reaction. So, honestly, if those three cops are arrested and charged for their roles, they could be facing court time, and they could be convicted as well and get jail time for 25 years. Once it happens. If it happens later on today, tomorrow, next week, that's that right there. So I'm honestly hoping that no other country or no other nation or no other state has cops attacking black individuals. Black lives matter, folks. They always do. They always have. They always will. From where I'm at, from all over the country, cops attacking black individuals, that has to end. And it needs to end now. It needs to end right here, right now. It needs to end this year. Because there needs to be some public justice. There needs to be order restored on all cylinders. So that's all I'm going to have to say with everybody on that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do right there for the Club That Was Sports Report. And please be sure you always like to subscribe to the Club That Was Sports Report YouTube channel, Facebook page, by all means necessary. Be sure to send me your comments to Twitch, your reactions, your thoughts on the College Football Hall of Fame being destroyed by protesters over George Floyd death toll, that is. And if order can be restored, please let me know in the comment section. Send me your reaction, your tweets, send your thoughts and prayers out to George Floyd's family members, his girlfriend, all his fans, of this senseless tragedy. And speak your mind if you want to, guys, in the comment section down below. Be sure to send me your comments with your thoughts on